the Church's influence on Italian Baroque. If you're curious about how the Catholic Church shaped the artistic landscape of Italy during the Baroque period, you're in the right place. Let's explore this fascinating era and see how the Church's influence transformed art. In the late 16th and early 17th centuries, the Catholic Church was facing a significant challenge from the Protestant Reformation. To counter this, the Church convened the Council of Trent, a gathering of cardinals aimed at addressing the criticisms of the Protestant movement and restoring Catholic faith. One of the key outcomes of the Council of Trent was the establishment of strict guidelines for Catholic art. The Church wanted art to be direct, compelling, and relatable to ordinary people, inspiring piety and faith. Artists were encouraged to focus on fundamental aspects of Catholic dogma, such as the cult of the Virgin Mary, which was under threat from Protestant criticisms. The Church also drew inspiration from humanist ideas, particularly those of Cicero, who emphasized the importance of delighting, teaching, and persuading the audience through effective oratory. This approach was applied to art, leading to a more emotional and theatrical style. Artists like Gian, Lorenzo, Bernini, and Caravaggio created works that were emotionally engaging and often depicted extreme emotions, using techniques like tenebrism to create dramatic contrasts between light and shadow. Bernini's sculpture, The Ecstasy of Saint Teresa, is a prime example of this style. It portrays Saint Teresa in a moment of intense religious ecstasy, surrounded by gold and marble architecture, creating a visceral and emotional experience for the viewer. The Church's influence extended beyond just religious art. It impacted all Baroque art. The grandeur and emotion that characterized Baroque art were not just artistic choices, but also part of a broader strategy to reaffirm the Church's authority and spread religious messages. This is evident in the design of churches like Il Gesù in Rome, which became a prototype for Baroque churches with its grandiose architecture and dramatic use of light. Pope Paul V, for instance, commissioned Carlo Maderno to redesign St. Peter's Basilica, adding a long nave and a facade that created a new Latin cross plan. This design not only enhanced the space but also made it a symbol of Catholic grandeur. Gian Lorenzo Bernini was later commissioned to design the internal space of St. Peter's Basilica, including the iconic baldacchino, which combined sculpture and architecture to create a unified art piece that glorified the Church. In summary, the Church's influence on Italian Baroque art was profound. It led to the creation of art that was emotionally powerful, theatrically charged, and deeply rooted in Catholic dogma. This art was not just a reflection of the Church's authority, but also a tool to inspire faith and counter the Protestant Reformation. The legacy of this period can still be seen in the grand and emotionally charged works of art that define the Italian Baroque.